Welcome back. Pillars of Eternity. Thanks for sticking around. Let's get back to it. Alright, so I now know that Robocops are being made and that I have the plans for said Robocops. Now, I can go and give them to the Crucible Knights, or I could probably go give them to the Dozens. It's tricky because on principle, I don't really like the Crucible Knights because they sound like a bunch of kind of pompous, stuck-up jerks that did one nice thing a long time ago, and now, now what do we do? But I also don't really like the Dozens because they come across as a bunch of total pricks too. So, what do you do when everyone's a piece of crap? Let's go and have a conversation. I think.
So many ruins to uncover, places to see.
Indeed. Though after 5 years, I'll be ready for a break.
It is true. You have been at it far longer than I. Where will you go next when you have all the world to choose from?
Home, of course.
So, yeah, I think that the adventuring hall is where the Dozens are at. So, I'm gonna go and check that action out. We'll talk to them. I'm gonna ask them about what happened there. I mean, one of their number did just attack me. The Crucible Knights have never actually attacked me, so that's nice. Yeah, can I build my own Robocops? Is that a thing I can do? God, that'd be sweet. Story of life. What do you do when all the factions are jerks? Oh, Adar wants to talk to me.
Strange place for a shrine to Abaddon, Crucible Keep. Maybe it made more sense at some point before it gathered all that dust. The only thing the Knights of the Crucible worship these days is the nobility, as far as I understand it.
Knew some soldiers who got recruited by the Knights after the war was over. They told me about it. They got these young kids in there and tell them about blacksmithing, about revolution and tradition. Talk about the Golem, like he created the Crucible Knights in his forge to go win Direwood's independence. And they join, and turns out all any of these knights ever talk about is when we're going to get recognized as a real knighthood, when we're getting our titles and our land. Their High Justice wants to be an earl, says it's Abaddon's will. He's got a castle and an army. You wonder how long he'll wait before he starts a war over it, saying Abaddon told him to. And the nobles respond that their gods told them they're the only true nobles. Trouble with having all these gods is you gotta support is how dumb your ideas are. Trouble with having all these gods is you've got support no matter how dumb your ideas are. Yeah, well, I mean, okay. Maybe you had the right idea blowing some of them up, less of them to hide behind. That's a good point. I mean, the Dozens are a faction that had some responsibility in blowing up a god, which is that's a real thing. Yeah, I don't need anything from you. What was that quest that they were gonna help me when I had more time, or I had like, yeah, it was the archive. Okay, never mind. I was just not sure what was going on there.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking. You want an expedition? Talk to Wenner. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers.
Oh, I like this guy.
Adventurers, I mean.
Although, I do have something I need done. Something that requires competence.
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthood
character's lawful.
Politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Nothing more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea.
No. Not that like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction. It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation. And then it's Penhelm you're looking for.
Oh, I saw that guy already.
Snake of a man. If you would, I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andra's gift, right after being soul scanned by a cipher in Dunreed Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me. It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage.
Subversive
If
lineage.
Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's...
One of those ciphers. Still, a pass like that has to count for something. Alright. Find the heirloom breastplate. He was wearing it, I think, when we saw him before. So that's an interesting thing. I clicked before you could hear him. You could hear the guy finish saying it, but the language, language is another anachronism in games like this, and a lot of games ignore modern parlance, the modern lexicon, and just choose to go with kind of vaguely medieval sounding characters, right? Where the characters speak kind of like you imagine that they would in a proper medieval setting. But also some games, this one evidently, The Witcher especially, their characters speak in a
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
their lexicon is modern. Like, that guy dropped a F-bomb earlier, and it happens all the time in The Witcher. I think The Witcher does it intentionally as a means to jar the player, and to establish it's a differentiator, where they're like, the characters behave and think sort of in a modern sense. But yeah, most of the time, like H121 says in chat, it's half-assed Renfair dialect. These and thous occasionally if a character is a noble. A lot of sort of fakey British accents.
Did you and he get along?
We got along how brothers do. He used to throw water on me to wake me up in the morning. I used to fill his boots with stinging ants.
My own brothers and sisters are doing very well for themselves back in Takoa. I don't know that they'd search for me if I were killed so far from home.
Brothers can be funny. I bet you'd be surprised how far they'd go.
Yeah, so think about that. The next time you're playing a game that's meant to be in another place, or another time, how do the characters speak? Whether you're getting audio from the game or you are reading, text. It's one of those things. Like, why are elves British and why are dwarves Scottish? We talked about this a little bit before on one of the Heroes streams. Is language stand-in a thing? I can't remember the name of the movie, but I watched a movie that was set in Germany during World War II. The Germans all had British accents. The British had American accents. And I don't think there was anyone else in it with an accent, but it's so strange. Or like Vikings, the TV show Vikings. Some of the actors have put on old Norse kind of sounding accents. I don't know how accurate they are because I'm not a scholar of Old English or of Norse, but it's a way that a game can impart setting to you through language. Okay, so we got our heirloom. That's an heirloom quest. Deanna's research to Dunstan. God, I feel like morally or ethically opposed to helping these jerk-offs, but the dozens are also such a bunch of dicks too. Yeah. I don't know, I think about accents in role-playing games and stuff, and like what as a player, when you're making a character, do you want to do a funny voice? If so, what's the context? Do you want to make up an accent? And then it asks a whole bunch of other complicated linguistical questions. We're not all J.R.R. Tolkien, thank Christ. But I think it's a thing that you want to, as a GM, you want to put some thought into. There's a lot of very interesting languages on Earth, but also lots of fun created languages too. I think it's a fantastic, fantastic position to be in, to be able to kind of like look at all of that stuff. Let's go have a conversation with Helm, shall we? Does the name Osric sound familiar? Well, if you've got any self-respect, you won't associate with him. With any of his new friends at the Expedition Hall, for that matter. Scamps and delinquents, a lot of them. Is that his breastplate you're wearing, you flagrant chump? It was. It became the property of the Crucible Knights when he was discharged, and now it's mine. And it's not for sale, if that's what you're wondering. Not every day you find armor used in the rebellion. What's the story between you two? Well, Osric has always had some controversial opinions. They went overlooked for the longest time because his family has such an extensive history. Service in the Crucible Knights. He frowns and crosses his arms. He finally went too far. He had the gall to suggest we'd strayed too far from our roots and that some of our officers are beginning to resemble area nobility. He rubs a spot on his bracer with a silk handkerchief. He would have us all wear rough spun and fight with forge hammers. I merely reported his statements. Yeah, okay. The history made the Knights what they are now. You can't just cast it aside, you prick. We've outgrown that past. He waves a shining gauntlet. The game is trying to make me dislike this guy. Like, he waves a shining gauntlet, he's like polishing his bracer while we talk. Outgrown like an old sealskin coat? You adapt with the times, sure, but that's a bit naive. If the Knights obsessed over their past, they wouldn't have grown into the fighting force they are today. I quite agree, and that's why Osric has no place here. Says your affidavit's a forgery. Oh, and just what would he know about that? It's perfectly convenient for him to cast aspersions with his pedigree in the Knights. It's a lie, of course. Yeah, enough about that. So obviously I have to find the record. Deal with it. What have we got here? Well, that was easy. Helm. So I've struck out from there, and I'm now going to go back to Brackenbury. Go to the psychic house, and I'm going to go have them take a look at this affidavit. So on the topic of word usage and linguistics, there's a God, I can't remember. They used it a bunch for Mad Men. Whenever someone would use a word, like they used the word bicoastal to describe Don's family at some point in Mad Men. And someone on the internet was like, wait a second, I don't think they used that word in 1967 or whatever year it was. So there's a tool on the internet where you can like find the first recorded usage of a word and watch its popularity through obviously the medium they have available. It's purely based on stuff at hand. But it is kind of cool to see that, when did people start using certain terms? When did it become popular? The idea that the human metadata record is becoming more and more accessible and more and more malleable. We can change it and look at it in different ways, and I think it's doing some really cool things about the way we understand how we interact with the data that makes up our existence, our culture and history.
Hail, traveler.
Is this affidavit real? I remember Penham, a preening peacock of a man, mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was a sole descendant of an Attorney General, when he'd fought against Hadrit's rebellion. A forgery, and not the first I've seen, but I've no time for the Knights and their obsession. Word. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him? Seems rather unfair. Shut up, Aloth. Aloth will remember this. Which, you know, whatever. Is he gonna try and PC me? Alright, fine, again. Penham's face is white. Just talked to that little cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen someone in the records room. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. It's a good combination. I've done nothing to you, but I'm going to. Puts his hand on his sword. Cheer up. You always thought you were someone special. Soon, everyone will know that you are. I'm getting PC'd pretty hard today. Like, it's unusual amount of that particular behavior. Like, just murder hoboing me. Alright, fine.
Yeah.
I will take you and your stupid men apart.
How may I help?
I should keep him on this. Okay.
Thing isn't doing the job.
Settle.
Ooh.
Settle.
How may I help?
These murder hobos biting my steez. There's only room for one hobos. One hobo group in this town. That's me. Me and my hobo friends. Alright, killed them with dragons. Killed them with dragons. And yeah, again, another fantastic fight openly in the streets with functionally the cops. And no one comes to stop me. What? Cyril? Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. So the game has done this twice now. Like, you know how in a lot of CRPGs, what ends up happening is you do a quest, and the NPC is like, "Oh, thank you. You've changed my whole life. I'll flee this place immediately." And sometimes they disappear, and that's it. Twice now, the game has been like, "Cool. Thanks for helping me. I'm gonna go and be somewhere else for you to encounter later." So here's Cyril. So you'll remember her from before. She's the super badass prostitute, the sex worker that we got the information from earlier. So now she lives in the Noble District because of all that money that I gave her, which is super cool. Like, I feel like I've changed, even just in a small way, I've changed the game. I've changed the setting. So that's really neat. Way to be cool, game. Very impressed. I didn't know if it was just a one-off or not. But evidently that's a thing that this game does on the regular. Alright. Nighttime in the city. There we go. Something odd was happening with my game. Let's go back to the castle here and see what's up. See how Osric the filthy mouthed responds.
You cannot venture forth.
What?
while in
Combat? Oh, more assassins. Awesome. You can tell you're on the right track because people are trying to kill you. Right, actually, everybody stay here. Aloth, fireball them before they get a chance to run at us. I said before, Aloth. Before. God, you are terrible, man.
Yeah.
Just such an embarrassment. I thought you were cool.
Yes.
Heal yourself, you loser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Settle.
Let's try that fireball trick again, shall we?
I'm here.
Stand back here and stop getting hit with lasers, please.
Following your lead.
Alright, and as usual in this part of the fight, we summon the dragons. Seriously, this Justicar is just gonna walk by? Really? Where are you going, man? Help me out.
How may I help?
Look at this asshole. Hello? Armed combat in the streets of your fair city? No? Nobody? Alright. Later, fucking prick. I'm embarrassed for that guy. He is terrible at his job. What do you want, break?
Sure.
God damn. How do I join the faction that gets us some new Justicars? How do I join that faction? Like, what a monster! Like, help! Being murdered! Hello? Hello, officer? Officer? No? I'll just lie down here then. No worries. Fine. Alright. Well, let's see what their bloody note thing said. I have a note in here somewhere. Oh, it's the exact same description. Okay. I now have 4 of these. I'm going to have them framed and put up in my castle. Failed assassination attempts. I think I probably have enough blinding spells. That guy. So you remember I was talking before about like the ramifications of... Hey, another character that... Cool, so there's a stall set up because I helped this character. Thanks for helping out back there. As promised, I'll give you the best prices in town. On camping supplies and traps and what have you. I think I only need 2. Let me check. Yeah, I do. Okay. Cool. Paragant. I mean, to be fair, I probably had that assassination attempt coming, but whatever. Sorry, there's still some gristle on these. You might want to... Yeah, just... Oh, the breastplate is, like an actual item. Maybe? That's odd. Okay, well, I'll go turn in this quest, and then if I still have it, I can... it's not. It's just a thing I picked up. Interaction with that guard is exactly like many of my interactions with the real police.
Time to get a campfire.
Hey, could you give me a hand with something? I feel like I need some police. No, we can't really help you. Sorry. How did you manage this? You're right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penham forced me to a fight. I ruined his life forever. You are owed much. Stop by Sonild's shop. Some of the best gear, and I'll see if she opens her inventory to you. That's nothing, really, just a keepsake. Commemorates the Order of Magran. Highest order of valor, awarded to the dead, never the living. Us Direwoodens, real Direwoodens, we don't have nobility or birthrights. Unless you're some copper fucker from Adir. All we've got's the honor we bring to our family name. The Order of Magran as well. They don't give it out too much. Not often you see a member of the Dozens whose revolutionary ties are as good as he says they are. So this is something to live up to. Cool. So that guy's actually... I'm starting to get sort of leaning towards joining the Dozen. Some of them are dicks, but it seems like I'm meeting more that aren't. Do I still have that armor in my inventory? Yeah, I do. So it wasn't that armor. Okay. Aru Breaker. Recovery speed slow. Defense while stunned and prone. Range deflection bonus. Oh, it's way better than the shitty padded armor he said. Why is he still wearing... Oh, it compares it to what she's wearing. Okay. He's got Saint's War armor. Damage reduction. Oh, that's way better. I'm going to give this to... somebody else. My character? Yeah. Oh, cool. Look at me. I look like a right proper gunsman. Awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll join the Dozen and be like, yo, this is how we do it for real. I didn't mean to ask her that. I don't care. What have you got, equipment-wise, m'lady? Some guns, a diseased yak hat. The bracers of all-consuming rage. Snurf's folly. The Bunacra arret. Those are all kind of cool, but I would rather find gear than buy it. Thank you. I'm a real adventurer. I strip my equipment. I pay the iron price for my equipment. Okay. This guy's been arrested at an inn, and I need to get back to the keep to not give them the plans for RoboCop. So let's do that.
Well met, friend.
I would like a room that gives me perception and resolve. As cool as the RoboCops would be, I feel like... I mean, those cops were shit. I don't think that RoboCops are going to be any better. Besides, I don't feel okay supporting the nobility, TBH. So, we're going to go ahead and... we're gonna go ahead and visit those jerks, and we're gonna have a conversation about... Well, I'm gonna talk to Dunstan, because I think that he's gonna try and convince me not to give it to them anyway. Because, I mean, I wouldn't, so... Where's their base again? First fires. Okay. Seriously, more? You tried to assassinate me yesterday. Help! Help, police! Or whatever. Not the police. Anyone who's not them, I guess. The police are not of any help to me. Anybody want to assist in this?
Point the way.
Hey.
Wizardly assassins are after me again. It's like I'm just like constantly a target for assassination. Well, another day, another assassination prevented. Another entire armory of stuff garnered by my team. I don't even need to look at it anymore. This is the problem. If they keep sending assassins after me, I'm just going to keep killing them and becoming better equipped. So that eventually, I'll have so much money from selling dead assassin equipment that I will be able to just buy my own counter assassins. Or an assassin impenetrable house, or any number of things. Okay. So, we're not gonna go to Captain... What's-his-face? We're gonna go to... the guy building the robots, and we're gonna have a conversation with him about things. Also, yeah, because the game works the way that it does, because it's a role-playing game and it's a CRPG, I don't have the option to stop and be like, we're gonna kill all the assassins except one, and then I'm gonna beat the living hell out of that one until he tells me who sent him.
I suppose
Where's
Cleaver
Bill?
sent you down here to get me working on those forge nights, eh?
Not yet, I've got another question. Oh, I can't ask him about it? I can only just give it to him? No, I don't really want that, but I don't... Okay, I mean, I did the quest, but I don't know. I don't really want to, like, help them. But nobody else knows about it, and I'm not... So it looks like it's not one of those things.
Cleaver, that's what Cleaver's been looking for.
There we go.
If you found it, I guess I've got to start.
You don't sound too happy about this. I'm not, and I'm surprised someone as compassionate you is going along with it. Made it clear to Cleaver this is a mistake. Trying to harness souls like this, it's a crime against the gods, and it's bound to earn us more trouble than it saves.
Now, time to see if that Valian was worth all that blood and copper.
Valiants. So I guess I can't stop him and be like, let's talk about it.
To be honest, even I wasn't expecting it to work this well.
Great. So alright, fine. I guess I work for these guys now. You got anything good going for you? Some armor. Freeze-proof armor. Okay. Let's go talk to Cleaver. Oh, look, a robot knight. Of course it's creepy and purple. Well, that's neat. Maybe they'll be more helpful than the Justicars. Probably not. There's High Lord. What's his face? How may I be of assistance?
Dunstan will complete the first squad of Forge Knights in no time. Now the High Justice will want to have his Forge Masters at Fleetbreaker Castle create more. I've made a copy of Viana's research, and the High Justice has sent a courier to Anslog's Compass to retrieve it. The dozens have gotten too active for the courier to come to Defiance Bay. And after Viana's kidnapping, we've got to assume they know about our plans. That's why I'm sending you to deliver the research. You shouldn't be recognizable to the dozens. Yet.
High justice. This sounds big. You gotta get that high justice. It's the dankest kind of justice. But after this, I expect you to learn of our association with us and won't be too happy. And with the dominance. So this is telling me... Yeah, the game nudged me a little bit to be like, don't accept this unless you're sure you want to join us. Which I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to leave. I'm gonna go do, go wander into the undead zone and dick around in there for a while first. Because I can come back and join the political power struggle again. Excuse me. I can join the power struggle after I've done some adventuring. To Heritage Hill. And let's hope I don't need the Justicars to help me.
Good day to you.
So you're the one that you sent word about. I was expecting her to send in a whole squad of Justicars. Not that I'm volunteering, mind you. Yeah, a whole squad of Justicars would walk in, walk around, and then leave, so... Afraid we can't send anyone after you. This goes badly. No desire to find out, huh? Friend, I try to see and hear as little as possible. Oh, you and your companions. You're all really good at that. One of the women on the last watch said she heard someone shouting from the northeast part of the district. Something sounded like an order. Once or twice I've caught a glimpse of something moving on the other side. Just as soon forget it. Well, I'm a PC, so I'm not even remotely scared. I don't even care, skeletal wizards. Whatever you got. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Skeletal wizards, skeletal rangers, skeletal bards. No fear, man. No fear at all.
There's a lesson to be taught.
Ooh, the wizard wasn't dead yet? Fine. Alright, now they're all dead. Don't forget you, Skeletor. That was easy. Guys, I cleaned up the problem. All the skeletons are dead. It's safe to come in now. Sort of. Alright, my PCs have gotten, they've gotten some advancement. Look at how regal I look. This beautiful chainmail coif. Or whatever, gorget. I look super cool. All level 4 powers. Body attunement. Draining their damage reduction and taking it for myself. Mind Lance. What does Mind Lance do? Pierce damage to everyone, so it's a line of attack with an high interrupt. Pain block. Bonus to damage reduction, regenerate endurance. That's kind of cool. Silent Scream. Target plus radius. That's pretty cool. And Wild Leech. Just drains a random attribute. Okay, let's go with Mind Lance and Silent Scream are pretty similar. I'm gonna go with Body Attunement. Or should I get Pain Block? I get Pain Block. Yeah, block that pain. How about you, Wizard? Oh yeah, it's a cool tome. Sexy tome you have there. I can't say the same for your little scepter, but whatever. Also some level 4 spells. Feels good, feels good. Confusion. Spells of confusion. Dimensional shift. Switches the location of the caster and an ally. Oh, that's cool. It's a good way to, like, jump out of a fight. Essential Phantom. Like shock damage to enemies who hit it. Flame... So these are all the defender ones. Iron Skin. Immune to Letta's concussive missiles. Arcane Reflection. A free 3rd level spell of any non-grimoire. And Wall of Flame. Not Wall of Flame. I'm going to take Dimensional Shift because that one seemed fun. And I'm going to take Iron Skin. Here we go. And then Sir Goofus here. I'm gonna save his points because I wanna bump his athletics up. And we'll give him I wanna give him some more oh yeah, clear out. Knocking enemies prone, that's kinda cool. Lunges through the battle, pulling an enemy into immediate melee range. That one's cool too. Ah, too many cool abilities. Alright, I'm going to take Into the Fray. Yep. And then lastly, Kana. Kana, whose turban in this light looks a bit like the haircut of the bad guy from No Country for Old Men. No Kana for Old Men. Then let's bump his athletics up and keep those two. Defense frightened and reduces accuracy. Alright. That's fine. I'm pretty happy with the spells he's using right now. Okay. So many twitches and shambles in the darkness between the slats. A rancid draft creeps from the house. Yikes. I will dodge the rancid draft, thank you.
A simple test.
Oh, some leather armor and random copper. I guess I should be sneaking. This is kind of an environment in which stuff is hidden. One of these days I'm going to accidentally click on one of those and it's actually going to be entertaining.
What?
Eh?
Oh yeah, let's try some of this action.
Hi?
Psychic screaming. Oh cool, and I can use Aloth's switching ability. Here, let's switch with Itumak. Cause why not?
Hey.
Let's try this stuff out.
Ready, Watcher.
Well, that was fun.
Of course.
Okay.
A simple test.
Oh, a necklace? Spell defense necklace? That's cool. Let's see, who's got a non-magical cape? Aloth. There you go, Aloth. You are now better protected against magic. But Aloth, you know what? Maybe you don't need that. Maybe I'll give it to my tank, because he actually needs it. Sorry, buddy.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
Oh, Durance still has to level. What am I doing? Sorry, Durance. I forgot about you. I'm gonna keep his points. And we've unlocked all his 4th level spells. Brilliant. I like that about priests, that you just have access to all the spells at once. Sacre bleu. Totally killed.
No problem.
What do we got? Did we get anything good? What loot have you? Gross ghoul parts. Oh, my favorite. So I'm here to find the the missing guardsman, but really what I'm here to do is loot the entire district. A headless statue. Freedom above all.
Eh?
Freedom uber Alice. I got you. Oh, a gross chest with flies all over it. At least I got a duelist's hat out of the deal. Whoa, heavy. I'm gonna go outside and save. All right, let's see if we can get through Ghost Lady. A woman turns when you enter. Her wide, pale eyes shine like lamps in the darkness of the tomb. 4 crucible knights hover nearby, their glazed expressions fixed on her. Reinforcements. At last, I hope you've come to arm because we have to get out of here. Something about her seems hazy and insubstantial, even in the darkness of the tomb. Who are you? The commander of the Crucible Knights. I lead the militia stationed around Heritage Hill. Securing this district became my responsibility when this, whatever it is, happened. What are you doing here? I came searching for survivors. Only too late did I realize there weren't any. She brings a hand to her head. Her skin is practically translucent. I found myself surrounded by those creatures outside, and I had to seek refuge. Funny, isn't it, to hide from the dead in a building meant to hold them in the first place? Anyway, I've been waiting for more reinforcements. What are these soldiers doing here? They're under my command, of course. They heard my call and been waiting on a few more to help us fight our way out of here. I think something might be wrong with them. That's what I've been trying to tell you. We've been stuck here with no rations for I don't know how long. We need to leave while we're still on our feet. And if you caught your breath, we should move out. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you're already dead. You better explain yourself and quickly. You're a ghost. You've been luring Crucible Knights to their death. No, that's impossible. It's only been... I can't be. She looks at her hands, seemingly for the first time, turning them in front of her. As her eyes and mouth widen in horror, she turns to you. What have you done to me? Her expression... What have I done to you? I pointed out a thing already. My god. Novitiates, attack! Okay, so big scary undead boss lady. And we have to deal with her.
Hey.
So that's fun. Alright, let's buff, I guess. What do we got? Crusader. There we go.
Yes?
Crusader aura.
Huh?
And I guess we will target the closest one. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of dudes. Alright. It's not very nice. All I did was just point out the fact that she might have a problem with having been dead already. Girl's acting like it's my fault. Okay, man. Chill.
Lava will be unseated.
My bow's ready.
We should focus fire on the same guy. Alright.
Yes?
Yeah, this is going okay. I feel alright about this.
Hey,
What? On your word.
Keep buffing. Let's summon some dragons. Do we all just get frozen? Oh man. Ah, terrified. Alright. Alright, Lara.
What?
This is it, man. It's you and me. You and me, ghost lady.
Point the way.
Get up, damn you!
Attack her. Come on.
I could have done something. Lava will be unseated.
On your word. Roll up 10.
We get her? Yeah, we got her. Sorry, ghost lady. Sorry you got so upset because we pointed out that you might not actually be alive anymore. And... Ooh, taxes. Can I build anything? I want to build more things. No. Okay. Oversensitive Ghost Simulator 2015. Oh, fine. Crazy purple goo. Oh, get out of there, dummy. It's a miscellaneous nothing. Well, that loot was not very good. Still, we did banish a ghost lady. That felt pretty cool. Pretty into that. Alright. Well, I think that's probably a good place to take a break. We will stop here and pick up again in just a few minutes with more of this action. So, it'd be awesome if you stuck around.